When I was transferring my audio clip from my usual voice recording software, I guess I didn't fucking select all of my fucking um audio. So like so this is gonna be the intro, but it's gonna sound a little choppy because like I said, I didn't fucking select all of the fucking audio, which is fucking dumb. But I'll start from the beginning. So I ran out of ideas, and so I'm reading a fanfic. Uh, I know that sounds kind of cringy, but I don't know. It's the best this is the best I could come up with at the moment. I mean, it's so fucking dumb and corny and shit. But I guess it's the path I'm gonna fucking take. Well, the story is okay. So I got this fanfic from fanfic.net, and it's called Gravity Falls: A Royal Hunt by Alan Fairy Tale. Oh my god. And the description says, with Bill defeated, Dipper and Mabel went back home to resume living a normal life, and that would be the end of their adventures. Unbeknownst to them, both were wrong. 4 years have passed since their last adventure, and with an unexpected event befell upon them. The Pines twins, why was that so hard to say, are forced to return to Gravity Falls, where new adventures and secrets await them. So this is rated fiction, T, English, adventure slash romance, Dipper P Pacifica Northwest. Oh, I'm guessing this is like the relationships, I guess. I don't fucking know. So I recorded, like the first half for the first chapter, which was like fucking 20 minutes or shit. And I was like barely halfway. So I decided to make it like a multi-part series. Yeah. And I'm hoping that when another person joins me in this fucking adventure, so I'm not the only one that looks like a loser. So yeah, I guess I'll read like the first introduction into. I think I start reading the second paragraph whenever the audio cuts out. But I'll read the first half. Hello everyone, I'm here with Gravity Falls story in mind. This will be a bit different since combining a fruit chopes then and there, but I'll do my best to deliver an interesting story for you to enjoy. Petermont, California, 3:30 p.m. The sun was shining brightly over the large and peaceful neighborhood on this Friday afternoon in Petermont, California, with numerous children and teenagers storming out of the door of their respective schools. Once that fateful school bell rang for the last time, some went home to rest and relax, while others decided to go somewhere else to have fun after having to endure a long and hard week at school. A young girl named Mabel Pines, no more than 16 years old, with the long chestnut brown hair, reaches her hips, her pale skin, brown eyes, and rosy blushing cheeks. She used to have silver-colored braces, but she had them removed a year ago, revealing her perfect smile. And now she wore wearing a purple sweater, a white undershirt, a medium-length pleated purple skirt, a pink headband, black shoes, and white socks with pink and red hearts imprinted on them. She was carrying a rainbow-colored backpack that was decorated with random stickers. Next to her was her twin brother, or Dipper Pines, who was the same age as her, having curly but messy brown hair that was covered with blue and white hats, with blue brims excuse me, and blue pine tree on the front, brown eyes and pale skin like his sister, wearing a navy blue hooded vest, a reddish orange t-shirt, gray shoes, plain white socks with a stripe, and black shoes. He was carrying a backpack like Mabel, but his was green and more plain looking. Wow, school is finally over! Mabel Mabel Pines shouted in relief as they walked out of the Millennium High School campus. Oh, come on, bro! A groan can be heard from an annoyed Dipper. I'm coming, jeez, what's the rush, Mabel? It's not like you have something planned today. Mabel turned her head, with a smile on her face. Oh, hush, Dipper. I have a lot of things at home that demands my attention. Dipper rolls his eyes before he followed his sister. The Pine twins had such a good day at school. Both of them were immediately tired and wanted to go home and relax. Luckily, they did not live that far from their high school. So just after a few minutes of walking a few blocks around the neighborhood, they finally arrived home. Mom, Dad, we're finally home! Mabel shouted out loud as they entered the house. We're in the lunch, kids, Miss Pines yelled back. The Pine twins made their way towards the kitchen and upon entering it saw their parents, Miss Pines, making their food while Mr. Pines was sitting on the dinner table reading the local newspaper. Oh hey you two, Miss Pines greeted with a smile. How was school? Mabel was the first to respond. School was fine as usual. That's good to hear, Miss Pines smiled. She had a brown hair like her children, her long hairstyle similar to her daughter's, and had the same brown eyes and pale skin as her children, as well as wearing a yellow and white apron upon her pearl white dress. How was your day, Dad? Dipper asked, taking off his green backpack and sitting in near his seat. My dad was great, lad. Mr. Burns spoke with enthusiasm in his tone, his eyes still glued on the newspaper. Unlike the majority of his family, Mr. Pine is arguably the only one who doesn't have brown hair. Instead, he has a short, jet black hair. We're proceeding with his thoughts on what was going on. He noticed 6 figures coming up towards the young father. 5 of the figures were adults, 3 women and 2 men, wearing black suits that gave them the appearance of being from the police station or even the CIA. Mr. Pines was shocked and confused. However, however, what he or any of the family did to get into the CIA's radar. But before he could gather his mind to prepare about the endless amounts of questions, the agents will obviously bombard him. Mr. Pines got a glimpse of the 6 figure, expected to be another agent. To his surprise, however, the 6 figure was an agent, let alone an adult. It was a male teenager who looked around his age, with blonde, ripe, wheat hair, which slightly shifted to the right, blue eyes, and a light skin tone that matched the color of his hair. His attire consists of a blue shirt, black pants with white boots, wearing yellow feather earrings. It was one thing to see police agents, even the CIA, coming to his house, but seeing them accompanying a child was another story. A lot of questions being surfaced on the young father's mind. What does the CIA want? Why did they come here? More importantly, why was there a children among them? As the figures were coming close to Mr. Pines, he adjusted his stance and his composure, intending on having all the answers by the end of the tonight. May I help you guys? Are you Mr. Pines, sir? One of the one of the 2 females asked in a stern voice. Yes, Mr. Pines replied in a haste, but remains quite nervous. Subject confirmed. The second female agent spoke, alerting the rest of the officers. Sir, we need to have a talk with you and your family. But before the conversation can resume, Miss Pines came out of the doorway, rather fuming on who was at the door, keeping her husband waiting, holding the meatloaf she made. Okay, what's going on here? Miss Pines rooted his earned stares from everyone except her husband, as he was still shaking his head. Miss Pines realized who was at the door and began to laugh nervously. Meatloaf, anyone? And that was the whole story, Mr. and Mrs. Pines. Mr. and Mrs. Pines were currently lingering, sitting on the couch, listening to the song and the complicated story that the agents informed them, with Dipper and Mabel in the kitchen, secretly watching the parents and the agents talking about important business from the corner. What do you think the CIA wants from our parents? Oh, shit. What do you think the CIA wants from our parents? Mabel asked, eyeing on the agents. I'm not sure myself, Mabel, Dipper admitted as he overserved the living room with caution. Something's off, Mabel. What is it? Mabel asked. If the agents are really from the Central Intelligence Agency, how come I see their coats doesn't have CIA logo on their back? Dipper points out, possibly smelling foul play in the works. Maybe they are in short supply? Mabel suggested. Dipper only rolled his eyes in response to Mabel's laughable answer before returning his glance to the living room again. But still, I wonder why these people come here of all places. It's not like our parents done nothing this bad that would grab their attention, Dipper muttered suspiciously. I know this is completely sudden for you both, Mr. and Mrs. Pines, but this is very important. that this children needs to see a place in this particular area is the recommended place to stay and hide until things get under control. Now, whether you two can accept or decline, we will understand your decision. One of the male agents explained, who had black eyes, brown hair, and a dark skin tone. Both the Pine parents looked at each other before retreating to their thoughts about the situation that was explained to them. A few moments has passed until Mr. Pines began to speak with a stern expression on his face. Well, as much how the situation is, we're gonna have to accept! Miss Pines shouted with much enthusiasm and joy, much to her husband's dismay. Honey! Mr. Pines was not pleased with his wife cutting him off like this. We don't know who this kiss is. Oh, come on, dear, Miss Pines insisted. The poor child is crying for help and needs a place to stay. Miss Pines was very interested in taking care of another child as her child, and after hearing the teenage story, she wanted to take her in. However, it was not clear that the only thing that was stopping her is her husband. Hon, Mr. Pines began to adjust his glasses. I know you mean well, but we can't possibly take this chance unless we learn more. Oh, shush you! Miss Pine harshly ordered her husband with her wit and quirkiness before she went up to the teenagers and patted the young child. Don't you worry about that thing, sweetie. Everything will be fine, okay? The teenage boy blushed. Oh my fucking god. The teenage boy blushed at the parental affection he was receiving from Miss Pine and only nodded his head and formed a very shy smile. Mr. Pines looked at his wife, consolingly the young child. After seeing how determined his wife wanted to say, alright, the boy can stay here, Mr. Pine ultimately gave in. Miss Pine grasped and lit up in happiness by her husband's approval. Yes! The agent's demeanor changed into a relaxed voice. A female agent with the blonde hair, blue eyes, and a light skin tone spoke. Excellent. Miss Pines, we get the proper paperwork for you. A handful of agents got the paperwork present for Mr. and Mrs. Pine. Both parents took their time carefully reading them, all of which included the young teenager's information among others. After several minutes of scrolling down every single page, Mr. and Mrs. Pine signed the paperwork and gave them back to the agents. Wonderful. With that out of the way, we'll take our leave. The agent spoke as he wrapped up with this unexpected meeting before reaching in his pocket. I almost forgot. Here's our card. Call us just in case of an emergency. We will, Miss Pine said as he followed the agents out of the door. We will, Miss Pine said as she followed the agents out of the door. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Pine Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Pine, for accepting the difficult task. Hope you guys have a good night. With all that, all the agents exited the house, got in their cars, and drove off, leaving the Pines family alone with the young boy who was looking down, clearly feeling very nervous about his new living conditions. Miss Pine gave the teenager her sympathy. She could tell that he felt like a burden to her and the rest of the family, and she knew only one way to show him otherwise. Hi there, you must have been really stressed due to your current situation, and I completely understand, but you are now safe here as you can rest easy. Thank you, ma'am. The blonde-haired boy turned pink at Miss Pine's kindness. Miss Pine patted the blonde boy's shoulder. Come on, I made some meatloaf. You must be starving. The young boy nodded while chuckling. Yes, I am a bit hungry, ma'am. I would love to eat some meatloaf. Yes, he has a speech impediment. Mr. and Mrs. Pine escorted the blonde-haired boy to the kitchen where Mabel and Dipper are sitting across from each other. Mr. Pine sat on his seat while Miss Pine's making the plates for her family, and her honorary guest, Mr. Pines, were keeping to himself. Dipper and Mabel were staring at the blonde teenage boy, with the latter having a flirtatious look at the clearly reads, "Hello there, handsome," much to the blonde boy's discomfort. Hello there. The blonde teenager nervously greeted her. Mabel squealed, "Hi there, I'm Mabel." Oh, "Hi there, I'm Mabel, and this is my twin brother, Dipper Pines." Dipper just waved at the teenager with indifference, never saying a word, prompting the brunette to elbow her brother.
This video is turning into the haunted video.
Dipper winced from the pain.
Give me some of that burger.
Hi, my name is Dipper. Hello there,
I hope she killed you. I kill her.
The blonde teenager.
Give me some of that burger.
Excuse me, miss. I suggest you
and
Can I leave the
politeness.
car
My
right now
name is
because we're making a
Joshua.
video right now? Okay, miss?
I hope we can get along.
Now, I'm
Nonsense.
trying to eat
We
my
are
burger.
Very awesome.
Now,
Nonsense.
I'm trying to
We
eat
are
my
a
burger.
very awesome family. Maple proudly.
Get out now. Get out now. Who the hell is calling me right now?
And you don't
Unless
seem
you give me some
to
of
be a
my
terrible
burger.
person of
Alright.
plans. Joshua's face
Unless
turned
you
big
give me
from
a
Mabel's
burger.
compliment. Thank you, Mabel. I will try not to cause much trouble.
Ready?
Just then,
Car check
Joshua
another
felt
place,
a hand
another car,
touching on his
because
right shoulder, causing him
I'm
to
trying to eat my
turn his
burger.
head to see whose hand was resting on his shoulder. It
In
was Miss
peace,
Price
and
serving him
call the
dinner,
cops.
equipped with this
I'm gonna your carjacking ain't gonna work now.
That is, as
Close.
Joshua can describe, warm
I'm
as
trying to
it
enjoy my
was.
Wendy's burger.
He looked back down.
I'm not gonna
facing
put my
his
hair.
dinner, eyeing on the meatloaf.
Papi,
Carjack.
Dirty.
Hold on a second, lady.
no,
Can you
it's
please
nothing
give
I'm
me?
saying. Can you listen? Can
The
you give me a
aroma made-
burger for me?
No, man, I can't do that. It's my food.
You don't need to worry about anything
I can't do
else,
that.
Please,
Miss
Papa,
Pines
please.
interrupted Joshua and others.
Hello, whoever's out there, get his eyes over here.
Okay.
Please get this lady out of here.
Please give me the one you got in your hand. Give me some.
No, I can't. I'm
Just
sorry,
give me a little
lady.
bit from it.
I'll give you the
Thank
wrapper if you want the wrapper.
All right.
You take the wrapper.
All right.
Okay, take the wrapper. That's all I got.
No, the rapper don't got nothing.
So what do you want me to do? I'm sorry for that, lady.
So give
Excuse
me a
me.
little
Excuse me.
bit.
No!
Please give
No,
me a
get out of my
little
face,
bit.
Marcy.
Give me a little bit.
No, I say no. I can't.
Close the window. Close the window.
I can't. The car is off.
The Pines family and Joshua ate dinner with minimal talking.
I don't believe
Miss
it.
Pines and me were doing most of the talking with the
Yeah,
farmer,
nothing about.
trying to get her husband and son to talk. In order to get to know their new guest, with the latter asking simple questions and such. Joshua managed to be fairly honest and answer most of them, but there were questions that he couldn't answer, mainly because of how personal they are. A fact that Mabel understood, much to the guest's relief. The Pines family resumed what they were previously doing after dinner, with the exception of Miss Pines, as she is currently showing Joshua around the house for a bit, telling where the bathroom is and where each of the family's rooms are before arriving at the guest room. "Here's the guest room, Joshua," Miss Pines said, opening the door. "This is where you'll be staying." Thank you, Miss Pines," was all Joshua said before entering the new room. The new room is medium-sized, with the bathroom walls painted representing the autumn, with such color as pumpkin, tangerine, and a flame orange. On the left side is a queen bed size, well made with layers of clean white sheets, light brown blankets, a red, black, and beige color striped comforter, and two large pillows tucked in red pillow covers resting on top. Across the bed is a dark chestnut brown colored dresser and a 32-inch television made from Samsung and DirecTV cable box with the white colored remote sitting on top. On the right side, there is a closet with mirrors on the side doors and a bathroom. There were also a small one on the side next to the queen size bed. What the fuck is even going on? So much run-ons. Whoa, this room is rather nice. It's rather Joshua complimented. "Thank you for letting me stay here, Miss Pines." "Oh, it's no trouble at all." Miss Pines let out a light chuckle. "Anyway, I leave you alone. If you need anything, you can ask me, my husbands, or the twins." Joshua nodded, and with that, Miss Pines left, but not before bidding the white boy good night. Joshua scrolled down towards the bed and sat to unpack his things and his clothes, being the first one to work on and load inside the dresser, followed by his bathroom utensils like toothbrushes, combs, toothpaste, floss, mouthwash, soap, Q-tips, and finally his personal stuff from his pocket, like his wallet, cell phone, lip chat, and his red-colored new Nintendo 3DS, and set them on a black-colored nightstand that is right side of the bed. After settling in his new room, Joshua closed the bedroom door and got undressed into his boxers and black t-shirt. Then he put on a pair of shorts that were blue with two green straps on each of them before climbing into the queen bed and got under the covers. Joshua then let out a sigh before drifting off to sleep. This is my new life here. And this is where we're gonna end it off. Not too much romance. It's just, I guess, an introduction to the fucking story. And Jesus Christ, this is so fucking dumb. I'm like halfway through the page, so the introduction is pretty big. But fuck me, man. Jesus. Okay, thanks. See ya. I'll probably upload this today or tomorrow. I don't know. See ya.